Howdy everybody, it's time for cake. As you can see, I decided 49 diamonds was just too many to leave sitting around in a chest, so I went ahead and equipped myself a little bit better. Now I've been thinking and I've been reading, and what I want to focus on today is a little bit more aura node type stuff. Particularly, what I intend to do here is try to get a couple of quests knocked out, and as a result of one of those quests, I'm hoping that I will be able to automate this puppy and make things a little bit easier to deal with. So, having a quick little gander at our quest book, you'll pardon me if I keep an eye out here, I'm still a little jittery. Having a quick little gander at our quest book, we know that if I do this, it'll let me make the buckets of essentia or whatever that we need in order to get going in Ars Magica, and it'll also get us some emeralds. And to be frank, I haven't seen any yet. I have not found a extreme hills biome, so to date I have not one emerald. So that's one possibility. On the other hand, that's a fair bit of material investment to start up. The other one is the Cascading Color. Now this one will not only improve the wool growth on our sheep, but it's going to randomly color them. And that's going to save me from growing lots of flowers and having Spriggan trouble. And given the way the Spriggan trouble was going down the other day, I'm very much inclined to work on this one first. And another possibility is monitor. And this one will send out a redstone signal if it is next to a pump and the pump runs out of material to burn. Or it will send out a redstone signal if it is next to a consumer, such as the processor or the smelter, and that consumer runs out of stuff that it can convert into whatever, its particular thing is that it converts things into. So the way I'm going to prioritize this is I'm going to prioritize this first with the colorer, and that'll get us more parts we can use for doing any other thing. Not to mention it gets us a second sheep, and 2 sheep is enough to make sure we have many sheep. So I'll probably end up with a couple sheep here and a couple sheep someplace else. Now I did go ahead and replace this area down here with a lot of dirt instead of the sand, so in future I'm going to be doing more Botania down there. But for now, let's take a look at what we're going to need for this. That's our monitor recipe. So let me see here. We want power consumers. We want the Cascading Color. Ensure an easy supply of wool and dyes at random colors. Just what we need. And this is easy peasy. All it wants is 8 wool, pair of shears. Well, I've been shearing this sheep, so my shears are a little bit used. But we got plenty iron, and we got plenty more than 8 wool. So I'm going to start out with that, because it's pretty straightforward. And I'm just going to go ahead and make our shears. 8 wool, we have a Cascading Colorer. Now in order for this to work, it's going to have to be in the vicinity of some sheep. And I'm hoping that I can just put it right over here and run my... Is that going to run into the tree? That's not going to run into the tree. I think it's too short for me to get one of the really big oak trees right here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to mine this out. And that's where we're going to place this. No, really. Okay. Occasionally when I hit the R button to move in or out of weapon mode or dual wheel mode, it double clicks and I just sit there, and I'm not real sure why that's happening. Anyhow, so nope, that's going to need to be the downside of things, so that's not where we want our pump. There we go. Instead, that's where, oh come on, that's where we're going to want a node. And we're going to want a pump next to it. Alright, fair enough. And I'll just be putting another couple nodes up there. Now, I think I may have a spare node over here. If I do not, they are easy enough to make. I do not. Okay then. So, all of the recipes for Aura Cascade do appear to be in NEI, by the way. Just redstone and a bunch of gold nuggets, and that gets us 4 of them. Now, I'm actually going to go ahead and make 2 batches because I've been having some plans. As I said, I'm hoping to do some expanding today. So let's just crack that open. And there's a bunch of, we got 9 aura nodes now. Alright. Let's go up and put a couple near the ceiling. Well, time for a new pick. It's always something. There is always something. Oops, I am right next to where I needed to be. Oh dear. I don't have a pick. Let's see if we can use our mining spell. Is that the right one? Yeah, it's our mining beam. Mining beam doesn't want to work to break that. Okay. Wow. Alright, pick it is. There we go. I hadn't realized that sucker was about to blow, or I would have already made one. Now, one of the things I've been doing, one of the things I've been doing here is I have put up some fencing over there, and it runs off the edge of the cliff. I have put up some fencing over there next to where that chupacabra has spawned inside of it. And that's a brightly lit area, so we must have just had day 8 happen. Either that or it's still happening. Let's look at our clock here. Well, day's about to come up. That means the night's been here and gone. Well, I'll take care of him shortly. Anyway, I got another fence up here, another fence over here. Now, the zombies and skeletons, they can break that fence, but it takes them a second, and it makes a wood block breaking sound. Creepers, on the other hand, will just walk up to it and go, now what? They do not detonate the way that they do on cobble. And that means that I will no longer have creepers sneaking up on me while I am looking stuff up, because if I hear something breaking that fence, I kind of have an idea what to expect. As long as I keep those fences intact, I can be fairly certain that I will not have creepers coming to deal with me. Okay, that does that. Let's get that pick where it belongs. There we go. Alright, so that sets up our little loop. And all we're going to have to do now is to drop a little bit of aura in there using a crystal. And give it something to burn. So let's take the crystal. Okay. And we're going to drop a little bit of coal there. And if this is working properly, in a very few seconds, I imagine we're going to have a sheep that's changing colors. There we go. We now have a gray sheep. And I'm gonna get my shears. And now it's a white sheep. Oh my god. And he's red. And he's purple. And he's yellow. And now you notice it's regrowing. It's regrowing the wool real quick here. So we are getting just, yeah, this is going to work out real good. Man. I like the fact that it changes color whether you shear or not. Because it means I could, in theory, I can just sit here and wait for the color I need. Now I know I'm going to need some red for what I'm up to next, so we're just going to see how long it takes to cycle. Of course now it ain't going to do red because it's on random mode. I went and set it. Ain't going to work now. Alright, well, I got 5 red. If worse comes to worse, I know I got some red petals up there from Botania that I can crush to make red dye. And I know I got 1 red dye just sitting in that chest. Oh, come on, yellow twice in a row? Really? Think that was red? Yeah, that was red. Okay, and blue. Blue is useful too. Okay, so the upshot of this is that we've got pretty much whatever color wool we want now. We just have to wait for it, shear it when it's the right one. Man, fill up the inventory real quick, like I needed help doing that. I can't help but notice that my sheep is nearly dead here. So one of the things we're going to get out of this quest reward is we're going to get a spawned sheep egg, and just in time. And I'm going to use that to almost immediately make another pair of sheep, and move them someplace else so I don't lose all my sheep to one creeper. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get another red or blue because it knows what I'm looking for now. The random number generator does not love me. It does not love anyone. Yep. Oh, there's blue. We'll take it and we'll go. Okay. That is really kind of neat. And it's still got 2 minutes left to run. Let's go ahead and turn that quest in. Get our spawned sheep reward. And where'd it go? There it is. And I'm going to just... Why isn't it letting me do that? There we go. Okay. And I need to get a cup of wheat. I don't have any wheat in there. I don't have any wheat in there. I'm going to have to go down to the garden in a second. And I'm going to put everything except the red and the blue in there. We got any zombies here? No, we don't. Okay. Now, one thing I found out the other day was, as best I can tell, it doesn't summon Spriggans if you're using water to break stuff. So this is a reasonably useful technique. Of course, now I got to go scoop it all up. Okay. That gets us plenty of wheat. And a little bit of taters while we're at it. Oh. Okay. Just replant this little area over here. And we will call that a done deal. Now I do have the AoE growth spell. I can just wander up here, wander over here, to D, to da, and the next time I need to bother with it, it's all pre-grown. Anyhow, moving right along. We're a quarter hour in and we only finished one quest. And there's that Master Cascading skeleton again. Now, I actually bumped into this guy once and he ran away. I beat on him a little bit and then he ran away. So I really don't know. Is that you? No, you don't have a light over your head. Anyhow, I've gotten into the whole trying to keep this area lit up and trying to trying to poke these fellas when I see them. So I still get a lot of spawns. Hi there. But with the area lit up, and I've lit a whole lot of places that I can't even walk to just because I've got the ranged mage light now. It's not so bad. As you can see, I have not been jumped nearly so many times today. On the other hand, you know, occasionally we are getting a whole lot of mobs. Alright, I'm just going to turn in those quests so I don't lose out on dark power. And that did not open up anything new, but we still do have other things we know we can be doing. Just put this stuff away so I'm not so cluttered here. I thought I heard walking. How did you get in here, mister? Okay, I am now convinced that we're on day 8 and stuff is spawning inside the perimeter. But it's tolerable. It is tolerable. Alright. Priorities. Just putting stuff away real quick. Okay. Now then. I did go ahead down there, and I did get that wheat for a reason, so let's take care of that. Looks like I need to be down in the hole. Okay, 1 and 2. And we have tiny little sheep. Hooray, hooray. Okay. Okie doke. Let's see here. Right. So, going back over to our theory, the next thing I'm going to poke at is a monitor. And this will give us a redstone signal that we can use to see how things are going. So, real quick, going into NEI. Our monitor's a real simple recipe. I looked at this earlier. It is a little bit spendy on redstone, but it is simple. And there's a fair amount of redstone out there. I'm not terrible worried about redstone. Okay. So we're going to take one node. There's our redstone. And there's our monitor. And that will give us one node back. Now what I have in mind is this puppy's going to output a redstone signal. So it needs to be right next to whatever it's signaling about. So I'm putting it right next to this processor for the moment. And I'm going to do a little bit of mining here. There is a reason. Let's see, one mage light. Actually, no, let's put it up there. There we go. Okay, so here's the idea. What I have in mind is a hopper here that will be controlled by a redstone impulse. I have to think about this a second. Sorry, folks. Let me go ahead and make the hopper while I'm getting my head together about how to lay this out. Actually, I may as well make a couple hoppers. I know I'm going to need it. And come to think of it, I know I'm going to need another chest in addition to the hopper chest. So, there's that. And there's our hoppers. Alright, so hopper number 1, and the chest is going to be right here. So let's get our hopper in there. And that is now feeding into this chest. We can test it easy enough by dropping a hopper in it, and that turns up in the chest. Hooray. Now, if you give a hopper a redstone signal, it will stop sucking up stuff. So what we're going to be doing here is we need to get a redstone signal going to that puppy. And what I thought I might do about that is, let's see here, mine out you, mine out, not helping. Okay. What I want to do is I want to have a block right here, and I want a redstone torch on that block. And that idea behind the torch is it's going to give us a steady signal that will be interrupted if I set things up right. So now we can drop stuff on the hopper, and it just sits there for values that's sitting there that mean bouncing up and down, I suppose. Oh, okay, that got burned by this, so that's not exactly that wasn't a good thing to drop. Let's try instead dropping we'll drop a piece of stone. Okay, that kicked off way over there. Why did it kick off way over there? Wow, that's kind of interesting. Alright, what I'm seeing is that I may need to surround this thing in order to keep stuff inside. Okay. Well, anyhow, it is keeping it from going into the chest for now. That's what we wanted it to do. So we're going places with this, honest we are. Now, I'm going to need more redstone, which I should have thought of more than a minute ago. So the first thing we're going to do is, since this currently has nothing to work on, I'm going to see if this needs the redstone to be at the same altitude or if it will step down. Okay, that didn't show anything. There we go. Okay, so it does need the redstone to be at the same altitude. That is useful information. Alright. So we're going to pick in here. And we're going to pick down here. And the whole point of this is we need this redstone signal to be coming straight into the block. There we go. That linked up. So we now want this block we want it to come straight into that block. And on the far side of that block is our redstone torch. And now that torch is turned off because that redstone signal is getting to it from the monitor here. And I'm going to go ahead and leave that for the moment. I'm probably going to clean it up soon, but not just this second. Doesn't need to be clean right now. I'm just building stuff. Let's take those, and why not? I'm not using marble for much of anything right now. Okay, so the other thing we want to have happen, what this will do now is, once this doesn't have anything it'll convert, it'll open up the hopper. And what I'm going to do is, let me see here. I don't think I have any ore. But I do have wool. So let's get, I've already got some steel bars. And I got some red wool. Alright, fair enough. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to create a, man, I think chests will open if it's under glass. Let's see. Yes, it will. Okay, good. That's all I really needed that for. I'm going to put this on top of the redstone thing. And what we're going to do here is I'm going to drop in a red wool. And I'm going to drop in an iron bar. Where'd they go? Okay, they're in there. Right, they're in there because they are convertible. But it should have... Oh, do we need power? I think we need power. Okay, let's try that again in a second here. Okay, that's interesting. What that's telling me is it doesn't wait to see that both of them are in there at the same time. This could be a problem. I think I have a design flaw going on here. I could put two droppers and have them both trigger at the same moment. That would theoretically put them both in the spot at the same time. No doubt about it, this is trickier than I meant for it to be. I wish I had some ore. I could go on a quest for ore, but we've been running 28 minutes, and that is, you know, that we're already too close to half an hour, and I don't have this thing solved. Okay. Well, we made the monitor. I just need to figure out how to use it better. And we've made the colorer. So I'm going to fiddle with this, and when we return, I will have something y'all can look at, hopefully, in terms of some automation going on. Until then, thank you for dropping in. Like it if you like it, don't like it if you don't, but either way, I really do appreciate any comments you can give me in terms of how I can improve. And if you have any questions, if you want me to follow any particular quest lines, if you see something else you really want to see automated, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Y'all take care now. You hear?